Good afternoon, everyone. This is Lisa in Connecticut, Connecticut Worms and Gardens. It is Monday afternoon. It's been about a day and a half since I put the bait in the bin that contains the baby blue worms. This is not the adult bin, it's just the babies that hatched from cocoons that were in castings, which I harvested, and there was just so many cocoons and so many baby worms. I wanted to capture a bunch before I use these castings in my garden, and I set up a little bait bin. There is a video on that. So this is going to be a really quick smash and grab. What my plan is to lift up the paper. The bait bin is basically right here. It's a rectangular shape. It's basically a utensil organizer with a diamond mesh bottom. And then I have a little casserole dish here that I'm going to drop that in right quick. Then I have a glass bowl because I'm going to scoop as much as I can scoop from beneath the bait area, because there's going to be a whole bunch coming up from the bottom, as always. That's just always what happens. So all right, let's see what we got going on. Okay, so you could see the bait area. Let me just shake this off. Let me make sure there's no worms on the paper. There's not. All right, now I'm going to pick this up and try. Okay, I picked it up. Can you see what's hanging out? All right, let's quickly put this down. And now these are the guys, gals, worm party that's coming up from underneath it. I'll show you that in a minute when I'll get it out of the sun. Let me just do some scooping here. If I could scoop a whole bunch in my hand. I'm going to do this a couple of times, but I can at least do some sun collecting. The sun is right on them too, so that'll work well. Harvest some of these. Now this castings here is pretty compressed, but there's still a lot of worms in it, so I'm going to keep grabbing out this material in this square. And I'll just do these the old-fashioned way. Let's see. And I'm sure there's a ton more worms in here. They're probably all around the sides coming in. And then once I grab what seems like a reasonable amount, I'm just gonna, okay, what I'm gonna do here is kind of fill this hole back in. I'll grab some of these as I see them. And I'm gonna reset the bait station. Maybe what I'll do is I will aerate. I'll kind of stir this up because it looks to me like they all haven't made it over here yet. That's just the sheer quantity in here. Let's take a look. I don't want to flip this around too much in case I'm wrong, and they are all in the center. Oh, sun, don't come blasting out right now. I love you, but not when I need you to be the other way. See, they're still babies. It looks like all over the bin, so the bait didn't get them all to the middle. Oh, there's a bigger one. But it got a lot of them. I'll show you in just a minute what we ended up collecting, which definitely was worth this day and a half. Oh, there's some worms there. I don't know what might have been in this corner, but I'm going to put these in the bowl as well. Got to be something in this corner that they still found appetizing. And I can't imagine what, because it's been forever since anything. Well, they eat their own poop. I mean, let's face it, when you eat your own poop, there's nothing that's not desirable. sometimes I move the camera away to look with just my naked eye because, as I've mentioned, I have glaucoma and a couple of other eye problems. So my vision is limited and the camera makes it even harder. So sometimes I need to see through my eye instead of the camera. So I just hold the camera off to the side real quick. Okay, the squeaking you hear? Those are the legs on this folding table I have the bin on. I've got to spray it with some WD-40 or some graphite or something. I just realized it was doing that, so it's kind of funny. Okay, I grabbed out a whole bunch. I think what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to rebait this. But instead of putting one bait cup or bait trap, whatever you want to call it, just in the center, I'm going to put a bunch of them in, maybe 4 or 5. I have a lot of empty yogurt cups that I can put some holes in the bottom and put several bait stations in here. That way the worms don't have to come from all across the bin to get to it. It'll be right above them. Okay, I'm going to pause the camera, bring this stuff into the other rooms so we can see it, because where I have the bowl set down, it's in the blazing sun right now and we won't be able to see anything. And we will take a look at what actually was captured today. Hold on. Okay, everybody, I'm back. So this is what I used to set up as a bait container. And I'm just going to kind of pull the stuff off. I'm just going to set it aside because a lot of it will probably go back in there. It looks like there's definitely some adults I missed. I knew I did. Despite our best intentions, there's always some that elude us. Let me turn another light on. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right, so I'm just pulling out some of the cardboard because, okay, so this is their pre-existing mango pit, and I put that in there, and it looks like there's a lot more on there now. There's some bigger ones too, which is nice. And then this is the pumpkin. Now, this was almost full of pumpkins. As I suspected, they have gone in, eaten, and gone back out. And you could see in here, there's a whole bunch. They're kind of becoming one with the pumpkin there. That's okay. All of this can go right into the big boy. The big boy blue bin. Big boy blue, little boy blue, baby boy blue. Isn't that a nursery rhyme? Baby boy blue? I believe it is. I don't remember what, but I believe it is. Okay, so there's some more here. And there's some more here. And these are the bigger ones, which is nice. 'Cause at least there won't be more adults in here in the castings making more cocoons. Well, rather than me showing you me picking out every single one, let me just kind of stir this up or move it around. And so you can see, I mean, there's a decent amount of babies in here. And even when I picked it up, you can see the ones falling out the bottom. See the bottom, all these guys, they were trying to either come in or make a run for it when I picked it up, trying to go back out. But let me scoop these back up here. Let me put them in. And then we will look at the bowl. Okay. So this is going to be more interesting, in my opinion. This is the bowl of castings that was the material beneath and around the sides of the bait container. And I think there's going to be a lot more in here. I'm just going to kind of dump it out into this baking dish. Add 2 eggs and some flour and bake at 350. Okay, we won't go that far, but it is a baking dish. And no, I don't mind my worms going in it. I have a dishwasher, and worm castings are far from the worst thing I could ever put in a baking dish. So yeah, look at this. This is just the stuff that I grabbed that was conjuring around the bait area. Either they had gone in and eaten some and come back out, or they were just heading in. It has only been a day and a half, so anything's possible. Oh, how do I keep hitting the flash? I want flash on. Okay, now it doesn't want to go off. Oh God, I'm having more problems today than I know what to do with. But yeah, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to kind of do the mounding and scraping method. I have a bright spot over here with a little halogen lamp up there. I'm going to put I'm going to put them in a pile under it and just kind of do the scrape. Jeez, my dog just scared himself, which scared me. The scrape method and see what we get. I'll just do a quick still shot of the pile of worms that I get out of this. And I'm going to reset the bait cups, put them back in the bin. I'll just take another shot of that so you can see what it looks like, and we'll be back in here in 2 more